Good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the Tuesday, April 21st, 2020 meeting of the Niagara County Legislature. We are here live on LCTV so that our residents and our media can join in with the meeting. Again, we thank LCTV for the partnership that they've given us during this time to get the information out to the residents. We have our legislators participating via video conference rather. They're there on the screen with you. We also have our department heads on the phone calling in this evening to be with us. We certainly are experiencing a time that none of us have been through before. This is unique to all of us, and we appreciate the patience of the public as we have worked through our various plans for getting information out to you, whether it was through video or press releases. We certainly have made getting information to you important to all of us. And again, we thank LCTV for that. Our meeting tonight is showing live, but you can find the link later on lctv.net if you want to watch it after the fact if you've missed the live meeting. We'll have that available for you shortly. During these times, the legislators have been working very hard trying to look to the future. We're in the midst of a crisis, and we're certainly dealing, all of us. I thank all of our legislators and our other local officials for everything at this time. We're working through this crisis day by day, reassessing what our county needs and trying to help everyone. But we're also already looking toward the future. We already know that there are going to be great impacts to our businesses and our residents and county services, private services, all of those things that are being affected right now. We're already having discussions with our department heads daily about looking to the future and what they will need to keep their departments running well and efficiently. And we are certainly also having conversations about what the plan will look like to get our businesses back open and things back running again. The governor today talked about a regional approach to doing that. We have been told that Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will be working with us in this area to assess our statistics as far as hospitalizations, deaths, new cases, to find ways of increasing the scale of testing in the area so we know how to approach the future. And I will be reaching out in the coming days to our leadership to discuss these things further. We've had many conversations already, but we need to start having more formal conversations about how we'll roll things back out again safely for our community while also being able to get them the services that they need. We'll be looking at not only government function, but we'll also be looking at, of course, the business communities and our community services that are offered by multiple agencies throughout our area. So please know that we are working on that, and I will be reaching out again to leadership in the near future to formalize those things more. I want to remind all of our legislators, of course, because we have the public viewing and they don't necessarily know your voice. When you're speaking, please make sure that you announce yourself, use your name so that everyone knows who's speaking. Keep your phones on mute during the meeting until you need to speak to avoid background noise, and hopefully this will go smoothly as we anticipate it will. At this point, Mrs. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Legislator Andrus.
Here.
Legislator Bratt.
Here.
Legislator Collins.
Here.
Legislator Godfrey.
Here.
Legislator Gooch.
Here.
Legislator Grozio.
Here.
Legislator Hill.
Here.
Legislator Mullane.
Here.
Legislator Myers. Legislator Nemi.
Here.
Legislator Robbins. Legislator Robbins.
Here.
Legislator Steed.
Here.
Legislator Syracuse.
Here.
Legislator Virtuoso.
Here.
Legislator Whittish.
Here.
14 present, Madam Chair.
Thank you. At this time, I would ask everyone to please join me in our meeting prayer. O God, Father of us all, we humbly beseech Thee in Thy wisdom and knowledge to guide and direct the deliberations of this legislative body along the paths of truth, justice, and righteousness, so that what it decides for the welfare of our citizens may also redound to Thy greater honor and glory. Amen.
Amen.
And if you would please stand to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will also have a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And if you would please join me in a moment of silence for all those Niagara County residents that we have lost, and of course all of the individuals we've lost to COVID-19 during this time. Thank you. Please be seated. Mrs. Tamerlan, do we have any correspondence this evening?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, I do have one presentation. Presentations are going to be very difficult, of course, at this time. We've had to change our way of meeting. We are, just so everyone is aware, in full compliance with the open government laws as set forth by the governor through his executive orders. But presentations will be difficult. We certainly can't invite anyone in with us to be present and receive proclamations, but I do want to do one recognition because it's very important. This one goes out to our Social Services Department because it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and this is a very important one. We've heard during this time that statistics have increased on things like domestic violence, overdoses. Certainly everyone is in a time of stress and uncertainty, and we see some of these things increasing. So what a better time than to acknowledge the work that our department is doing for the children in our community. And I want to just read the proclamation quickly that we have to present to them. Whereas our children represent the county's best and brightest hope for the future, and whereas the number of reported cases of child abuse and maltreatment was 4,125 reports last year, and whereas increasing numbers of families and children are experiencing complex problems such as substance abuse, domestic violence, marital discord, mental illness, and unemployment, which contribute to child abuse or maltreatment, and whereas Niagara County Child Protective Caseworkers are the first responders in the war on child abuse and neglect, and whereas Niagara County's Child Protective Services, law enforcement, Child Advocacy Center of Niagara, and other community agencies band together in response to this crisis, and whereas child abuse can be prevented by helping families cope with these complex challenges, now therefore be it resolved that the Niagara County Legislature does hereby proclaim the month of April 2020 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Certainly, I just want to send out a thank you to our Acting Commissioner of Social Services, Megan Lutz, and your entire department for all of the work that you do, again, for our children in our community. We truly appreciate it. And we'll be mailing that proclamation to you. Okay, so let's get right into our resolutions for this evening. We'll be starting with our preferred agenda. Do I have a motion on the preferred agenda from Legislator Bratt?
Aye.
Do I have a second by Legislator Virtuoso?
Aye.
On the question of the preferred agenda,
Aye.
all in favor? Okay.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed?
Aye.
Who's opposed? No? Okay, we're going to do roll call votes. My apologies. I think this is exactly the reason why we're going to do that. This showed just now. Ms. Tamberlin, if you could hold a roll call vote on the preferred agenda, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
I don't think he heard you. Try again.
Legislator Hill, Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
and Legislator Whitish.
Yes,
14, Madam Chairman.
thank you. Preferred agenda approved unanimously. That's exactly why we're going to do roll call. That was clearly much more understandable. With the delay, when everyone unmutes, it can be unclear as to which way your vote's going. Legislator Hill, I will just ask that you speak up. We're not hearing you very well. We did hear your vote, but it was very quiet. If you could just speak up a little bit. Thank you. All right, moving along. Mrs. Tamberlin, our next resolution.
CS 02220 from Community Services and the Administration Committee, and this is for the Mental Health Department, and this is to abolish, create, and fill a position for the Crisis Service Program Manager.
Do I have a motion by Legislator Gooch?
Yes.
Can I have a second by Legislator Nemi?
Yes.
All right, and I know we have our mental health director, Laura Kellerman, on the line with us. There were some questions at the committee meeting in regards to this resolution. Ms. Kellerman, are you on the line?
Thank you, Chairman. I am on the line.
Thank you. If you could please talk to us about what those questions were, and I know you found responses for us.
Certainly. Two questions that came up at committee night. The first was related to the qualifications for the Crisis Services Program Manager position. It does require that a person be a social worker licensed currently in New York State. There was a question that came up related to union approval, and technically the approval is not required from the union to abolish a position that is currently vacant. However, as a courtesy, we did speak with the union and they did not raise any objections to the position, the changes in the position. Additionally, I also want to note that this position is funded through the New York State Office of Mental Health Fund. And so there are no county dollars that are currently involved in this position. The change in the position results in a net budget savings for the department.
Thank you, Ms. Kellerman. For our legislators on the question. Hearing no questions then, Mrs. Tamberlin, if you could do the roll call vote, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Yes.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill, Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes,
14.
Thank you.
thank you. Resolution approved. Next.
We go into the CW.
Thank you. We have one committee of the whole resolution this evening. Legislator Nemi, I believe you're going to handle that one for us.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Before the committee of the whole tonight, we have Resolution CW-009-20, authorization to provide temporary relief of interest and extension of time to pay 2020 county tax liens. Legislator Syracuse, will you move this?
Aye.
And Legislator Grosio, would you second?
Yes.
On the question?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I
Yes.
wanted to mention that we had spoke about this matter last meeting, and we decided to extend it. Just wanted to make it that this is just an extension. It is not a waiver of any tax liability, and that we hope that this gives people the ability to plan accordingly to pay their county taxes, but also give them flexibility and a little bit of an extra period of time in which to make this this time go a little bit smoother for those folks in desperate need. So I'd like to thank my fellow legislators for joining me on this extension, but just wanted to make a note that it is not a permanent waiver of any type of tax liability.
Thank you, Legislator Andres. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grosio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
You have to call him.
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes.
14, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Motion carried. Next.
IF 05620. This is from Infrastructure and Facilities and our Administration Committee. This is to abolish a masonry worker position and to create and fill a general repair person too.
Thank you. Looking for a motion from Legislator Collins.
Yes.
And do I have a second from Legislator Robbins?
Yes.
All right, and I know we should have Garrett Meal on the phone. Again, there was some question in committee regarding this resolution. Mr. Meal, are you with us?
Yes, I am here. The one question that we had, the outstanding question that we had for this position was whether we reviewed it with the union and had they chimed in on it. At the time, we had informal conversations with them, but after the committee meeting, we did have a meeting with the union president and the ASME representative, explained to them what the position was, the change in position, and the reasons for it, and they were in support of it. I don't believe there was any other questions that I'm aware of at the committee meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Meal. On the question to the legislators, anything further? If we could have the roll call vote, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grosio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Try Try again.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes.
14 in favor, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Carried. Next resolution, please.
IF 05720, again from the Infrastructure and Facilities and the Administration Committee. This is to abolish a building maintenance mechanic positions and create and fill a general repair person.
Can I have a motion by Legislator Syracuse
Yes.
and a second by Legislator Grozio?
Yes.
Okay, and I believe this was the same question that came out of committee. Any further questions from the legislators? Hearing none, if we could have the roll call vote, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill, Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes.
Madam Chair, 14 in favor.
Thank you. Carried. Next resolution.
IL 01620, and this is from Legislator Dave Godfrey, Legislator Syracuse, and Legislator Hill, approving an application for the USDA Reconnect program funding to help deploy high-speed broadband internet in rural America.
Thank you. On this resolution, I'll be looking for a motion to implement Rule 15 from Legislator Godfrey.
Yes. Agree.
Do I have a second from Legislator Syracuse?
Yes.
On the question to implement Rule 15? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any
Aye.
opposed? I'm hearing none opposed. So on the resolution itself, again, could I have a motion from Legislator Godfrey
Yes.
and a second by Legislator Syracuse?
Yes.
On the question of the resolution?
Just a comment, Madam Chair.
Yes, Legislator
Legislator
Godfrey?
This has been a long time coming. We've been working on rural broadband for many years, as everybody knows. This is simply a resolution authorizing the signature to apply for the funding through the USDA Reconnect America. The previous funding was $600 million. This next round of funding will be another $500 million. Hopefully working with our vendor and Wendell Engineering, who is helping prepare the application. Hopefully we will be successful in finally getting rural broadband out to our areas. And it's just unfortunate we didn't have that opportunity before this pandemic hit, because I know all of our residents out there in the rural areas have really suffered with the slow speeds or no internet at all. So thank you.
Thank you, Legislator Godfrey. I see Legislator Syracuse with a comment.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I'd just like to express our appreciation for Legislator Godfrey and his relentless pursuit of this broadband initiative through the rural areas throughout our county. Approximately 2 to 3 weeks ago, myself, along with Jonathan Schultz through our emergency services department, reached out to Verizon to see if they could do anything to station what are called COWs, or cells on wheels. And we were denied that request. What has been highlighted here through this COVID-19 is with employees being sent home to work, it's really created an extra hardship for those individuals that are lacking this type of service. This is something that we Legislator Godfrey, through Nora, we've all been beating this drum, and hopefully this time around we'll see some funds come our way to assist in the build out and the infrastructure. So I commend again Legislator Godfrey for his relentless pursuit of this initiative. So thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Syracuse. Any other questions or comments? Could we have the roll call vote, please?
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grosio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill,
Yes.
Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins.
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes.
14 in favor, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Carried. And our final resolution?
This is a resolution IL 1720. So this is supporting the healthcare workers and the first responders in the acquisition of personal protective equipment from the federal government.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to implement Rule 15 from Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
and a second by Legislator Bratt.
Aye.
On the question of implementing Rule 15, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Then I would be looking for the same motion from Legislator Virtuoso on the resolution,
Yes.
and a second by Legislator Bratt.
Aye.
On the question of the resolution itself.
Madam Chairwoman, I'd like to speak on it for a second.
Of
please.
course.
I was asked by hospital employees if we could sponsor this resolution because there has been a short supply of personal protective equipment to our first responders and our hospital employees. And, there are many employees that work in a hospital, not only the nurses and the doctors, but, the people that work in the offices and the people that clean the hospitals, also our fire and police. They desperately need this PPE. It's called personal protective equipment. And this resolution just asking the federal government to help out and try to get it to us a little faster. Now, I know our emergency management department, headed by John Schultz, has been giving out personal protective equipment to the first responders and to some of the doctors' offices and hospitals. And I really appreciate that. But there is a big need for more. So I hope that you all vote on this resolution. I thank you all for sponsoring it with me also. Thank you.
Thank you, Legislator Virtuoso. Any other questions or comments? If we could have the roll call vote, please.
Legislator Andrus,
Aye.
Legislator Bratt,
Aye.
Legislator Collins,
Yes.
Legislator Godfrey,
Yes.
Legislator Gooch,
Yes.
Legislator Grozio,
Yes.
Legislator Hill, Legislator Mullane,
Yes.
Legislator Myers, Legislator Nemi,
Yes.
Legislator Robbins,
Yes.
Legislator Steed,
Yes.
Legislator Syracuse,
Yes.
Legislator Virtuoso,
Yes.
Legislator Whitish.
Yes.
14 in favor, Madam Chair.
Carried. Thank you. And I believe that is the end of our resolutions this evening, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. We have no appointments this evening and no reason to go into executive session. So just a few reminders for our legislators and the public. We will certainly keep the residents updated as far as our next meeting for May and whether we'll be using the same procedure. We will get that information out to you as soon as it is finalized. Also, to our legislators, I know that you've all been working hard in your districts. Please remember that your financial disclosure forms are due in by May 15th. If you have not already done so, please make sure that those are completed and turned in again by May 15th. I want to thank everyone again, all of our legislators and department heads who are on the call for your hard work at this time as we keep the county running and keep our essential services moving forward the best that we can during these difficult times. I also want to thank, of course, all of our first responders, all of our healthcare workers, all of those individuals out on the front lines each and every day, putting themselves at extra risk and taking care of us. We truly appreciate everything that you are doing. We ask the public again to remember to follow the guidelines as far as physical distancing and masks, and not let all of the sacrifices we've made these last few weeks go to waste. We all want to get back to normal life, whatever that normal life will look like as we start to roll things out and reopen. But we also need to be patient and make sure that we're doing that safely. And we will be having those discussions again. We've already started those discussions and will continue to do so as we reassess daily what's happening in our community. Everyone, please stay safe and healthy, of course. At this time, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn from Legislator Andres.
Madam Chairwoman, before we get
Yes.
I'd just like to thank LCTV. They've always been a great partner with us. And if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this tonight. So thank you very much to LCTV also.
Thank you, Legislator Virtuoso. Everybody's given thumbs up. We all agree this has been a wonderful partnership with LCTV. Our daily updates have been getting out there to the public, and it has been a wonderful partnership with them. You are correct. All right. So I have a motion by Legislator Andres. Do I have a second by Legislator Mullane?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Aye.